Great American Mail, biggest story of the day, live stream, the Great American Mail, the Florida and Georgia law that breaks down the news and events of the day through the lens of the law, the Constitution, and history. Today's biggest story is not that Tulsi Gabbard is leaving the Democrat Party. It's the reason that she's leaving the Democrat Party that is the biggest story, folks. Without further ado, because we try to keep these under 4 minutes. And by the way, if you enjoyed this, please like it. It will help me out a lot. Please subscribe and let a friend know. We normally do this. We go live on Twitter at 5:30, and as soon as I'm finished producing the show on Twitter, we come over here and do it here. So we normally get here around 5:40. Anyway, without further ado, let's listen to Tulsi Gabbard on why she's leaving and tell you the real important part of this story. Take a listen.
I can no longer remain in today's Democratic Party that's under the complete control of an elitist cabal of warmongers who are driven by cowardly wokeness, who divide us by racializing every issue and stoking anti-white racism, who actively work to undermine our God-given freedoms that are enshrined in our Constitution, who are hostile to people of faith and spirituality.
All right, folks, we have to keep this under 4 minutes, so I may come back to Tulsi if I get enough time. But let me tell you why this is such a big story. One, the media is not covering it, but the real big is the reaction to it. So take a look at one of the reactions out there. This is from Republicans Against Trustism, but they're basically hearkening back to when she was running for president. Hillary Clinton actually, and this is 2020, she actually accused Tulsi Gabbard of being a Russian agent. Okay, that's what this is meant to be. Hillary was right about Tulsi Gabbard. The reaction was that, or she's a Republican, or good riddance, or things like that. And the reaction tells you that the Democrat Party is a cult. They're a cult. You're not allowed to depart, right? It's not as though people are going, well, too bad she had to leave, but she really didn't belong because her policy views weren't in line with ours, any of that, right? It's none of that. Right. In fact, a lot of her policy views are mainline Democrat policy views. I'm pretty sure she's pro-choice. I'm pretty sure she agrees with the Democrat Party on a great many things. The other reaction you had out there to the problem is one of the biggest problems you have right now in the Democrat Party is if you do not follow the hoax and getting involved in foreign wars. Getting involved in foreign wars is like a huge thing for them now. So here was Tulsi Gabbard recently pointing out that the war in Ukraine, this is her tweet, the war and suffering could have easily been avoided if the Biden administration and NATO had simply acknowledged Russia's legitimate security concerns regarding Ukraine becoming a member of NATO. We talked about this a lot on the live stream. We have a morning live stream. If you're interested, you can go to Rumble and get it, or you can get it live on Twitter at 11 a.m. That is about 40 minutes. And we talk about this a lot, that part of the problem that Putin has is that, NATO is encroaching on his border. I mean, we didn't like missiles in Cuba. The Monroe Doctrine says you can't put any foreign power military equipment in our hemisphere, right? And what's Hillary Clinton's response to that? I am praying for the people of Ukraine. The world will hold Russia and Putin accountable for the human suffering and destruction of this unjustified, unprovoked war will bring. Well, what war? It's not on our shores, right? It's not part of NATO. There's no reason that the entire West needs to be doing anything about Ukraine. Did Carter do it in Afghanistan in the 70s? No, he didn't. We boycotted the Olympics. We didn't send money and troops and war weapons. Anyway, the biggest story of the day today is Tulsi Gabbard revealing that the Democrat Party is a cult. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, like it, share it with a friend. It really will help us out. And if you like this live stream, I hope you tune back in tomorrow.